guys, welcome to another Mom and Baby Flow. This is my little one Naya, who's almost 5 months old already. Time's going so fast. So today our practice is going to be focused on our back and our shoulders. I know they're hurting, especially if you're postpartum. This is also a good practice to do, so it doesn't have to be just for mom and baby. Baby's gonna be along for the ride, but we're not gonna do too many postures with them. No props needed today as well. So if you want to get started, come to your mat. I'm just gonna put Naya right in front of me. Again, we'll interact with them, but as little as possible, we're gonna hold them today. So she's just gonna go down right in front of me. Give them a little smile, a little pat, let them know you're still there. So we're going to bring down our eyes, closing them, coming on our knees. We're first going to start today's practice with 3 grounding breaths. So taking a big inhale, filling up that belly, filling up that chest, holding at the top. Exhale, letting it go. Inhale, filling up that belly, filling up that chest, holding at the top. Maybe you want to bring your hands, one on your belly, one on your chest, so you can feel this movement. Exhale, letting it go. One more time. Inhale, finding your fullest breath here, holding at the top. And exhale, letting it all go. Gently blinking those eyes open. We're going to do some seated cat-cows today. I love this because it takes the pressure off that spine when we're sitting. So one good way to think about this, I'm going to come to my side so you can see the movement a little stronger here, is think about that sternum as you're leading, as you're inhaling and exhaling. So we're going to slow that movement down. So we're going to inhale, we're going to roll those shoulders back, we're going to slightly lift that chest up. Rounding the spine here. Exhale, bringing those shoulders forward, really rounding that back. See if you can pull that belly button in. Inhale, expanding that belly, rolling those shoulders back. Exhale, rounding. Doing that one more time. Inhale, rounding. Exhale, so pulling everything in, giving a gentle hug to that core. See if you can engage that pelvic floor here. Small kegel. Now we're going to add our arms, so bringing out, inhale, finding our cactus arms, exhale, coming forward, giving yourself a gentle hug. Inhale, open back up, open that chest, see if you can really expand. Exhale, opposite arm on top this time as you hug. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring those hands to those knees. Coming over onto our hands and knees, I'm going to move Naya so she can be along for the ride again. Giving her a small little tickle. And she's looking at herself in the mirror. I'm lucky to have mirrors to guide me. So finding our hands and knees, what we're going to do is we're going to find a nice stable spine. We're going to inhale. I'm going to come back a little bit. Reaching our right arm up. Out. We're going to bring it to that left corner of our mat, and you want to imagine that you're karate chopping it down, so bringing it down so your hand is on the side, and then just slowly coming down onto that left forearm. Really root the side of that hand into the mat and pull back your right shoulder, allowing your chest to sink here. You should feel this along your side body. Just let your head go, letting your forehead rest to the mat. Taking some deep grounding breaths here. Taking one more full breath. Then inhale, coming back up onto hands and knees. We're going to inhale, we're going to reach that right arm all the way up, twisting here. As we exhale, we're finding thread the needle, so that right hand is going behind that left wrist. We're dropping that right shoulder, right ear to the mat, keeping that left palm grounded in the mat. using that to help our twist here so we can really push that mat away. If your hips are starting to tip over to one side, see if you can keep them square. Maybe you want a little more here. Maybe this is really intense for you. If you want a little more, you can inhale up that left arm to the sky and then exhale, bending it, and you're reaching for your, as if you had a pocket, that our right inner thigh. We're rolling that left shoulder back as we press our right shoulder into the mat. Remembering to breathe here. Sometimes these really intense twists, we tend to hold our breath, so really just bringing that breath in. Then letting go. Inhale, we're going to counter by reaching that right arm up again. Exhale, bringing it down. Check in with baby. Give them a smile. Tickle their feet. Hi. And then we're going to come to the other side. So this time reaching our left arm up in front of us, coming to the front right corner of our mat. We're imagining that karate chop. And then we're coming down onto that right forearm as we ground that left side of our hand into the mat, and we gently use the mat as resistance as you pull your left shoulder back. Remembering to breathe. So as you inhale, imagine that breath filling up that space. As you exhale, see if you can let go. Come a little bit deeper. And inhale, coming back to center. And then we're going to find that thread the needle on the other side. So inhaling, reaching that left arm up, finding that gentle twist. Exhale, bringing that left hand behind that right wrist, dropping that left shoulder down, left ear to the mat. And holding here for a couple breaths. So again, you can use your right hand here to press that mat away. If you want to go for that bind, you're going to inhale up that right arm, bending in the elbow, down your thigh. Me today, so I'm coming back. Listen to your body. You don't want to feel any pinching. So whatever feels good for you. Maybe just taking notice one side to the other. Remembering to breathe. And inhale, coming back to center. We're going to plant those hands down, flip over our toes, and find our downward dog. So the length of your downward dog, you want to take up a lot of room on your mat. It should be the length of your plank. So I always like to check because I have a habit of stepping my feet in because it's easier to get your heels down, but you actually want to be quite long here. And then we're going to bend one knee and then the other, just slowly walking out that dog. Then when you're ready, start to walk hands back. Keep bending those knees. Finding our forward fold. You want your feet here can be about hip width distance apart. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows here, gently swaying side to side. I want you to feel strong in your legs here. Feel as if these feet are tree trunks. They're stuck in the ground, and allowing that upper body, that whole upper torso, just to hang and feel flowy. Forward fold is actually my favorite yoga position. It feels so good, so great for the hamstrings. It's awesome for your lower back. And it's also an inversion, so it's a good way to get that blood flowing that opposite direction, which is great for high blood pressure. Then when you're ready, letting those hands go, slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Coming to standing Tadasana. That's what this pose is. Tadasana is a mountain pose. So finding our Tadasana here. I'm going to move little Miss Naya up again because I'm going to start taking up some more room on our mat. We're not going to, again, this is just a gentle flow today. So finding that mountain pose, we're going to have our feet apart though. Roll those shoulders back. See if you can slightly tuck your pelvis. Check in the mirror. For me, I have, especially after pregnancy, we have a tendency to stand like this because we were holding all that. So see if you can stack those shoulders, bring those high beams down. It might not feel good. I always feel a bit of pinching right here after, this is like my second pregnancy in 3 years. So my back is stuck in that position. Really reach those fingertips down. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, folding forward, leading with the heart here. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift, bringing those hands up onto the shins. Find a flat back. Again, roll those shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slight bend to the knees. Bring those arms up. Sweep all the way up. Exhale, folding, leading with that heart. Give baby a smile, tickle on your way down. Inhale, halfway lift, find that flat back. Ow. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to round the spine up one vertebrae at a time, so slowly coming up. And inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, folding forward, leading with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift, find that flat back. Exhale, fold, planting those hands down. We're going to inhale, step the right foot back, dropping that right knee. Staying here, or inhale, reaching, lifting the arms up. This is an amazing stretch for our psoas, which is actually really important. Stretching that psoas and helping with any lower back pain. And exhale, planting those hands down. We're going to step that foot back, finding our puppy pose here. So your knees are about hip width distance apart. You want to stack those hips right over those knees. We're reaching those hands out in front of us, and then we're just letting that chest sink forward. Letting that forehead maybe press that mat if it feels good to you. You don't have to be so active here. Taking a few breaths here. And the next version of this we're going to move into, we're actually going to make it a little more active. So I want you to think about that rounding we get with cat pose. So when you're ready, coming into that, so pressing your hands into your mat, round the spine. So tuck that tailbone and round the spine. Slightly tucking the chin, rounding that back. You should be hugging your abs in here, hugging the core. Also, anytime we're activating that core, don't forget the pelvic floor. Get that Kegel going. And then pressing your armpits towards the mat as you round. This is active. If you have a little bit of shake, you know you're doing it right. And then when you're ready, letting that go, finding that puppy again. Resting your forehead to the mat here. If for some reason you're a mom who has open shoulders, which for me I've worked out really hard, so you can actually bring the chin and chest to the mat. But for most of us, that's going to be way too intense, so bring that forehead to rest the mat. And just holding here. Maybe that doesn't feel good on your forearms here. You can actually even just cross your arms over. What we really want to focus is letting that lower back go, letting that rib cage sink gently down to the mat. And then when you're ready, pressing those hands into the mat, finding that downward dog again. Inhale, up the right foot. So we exhale, we're going to step it through, dropping that left knee down, either staying here if this is good for you, or inhale, coming up, finding that low lunge, stretching that psoas on the opposite side. Continuing to breathe. Then exhale, planting those hands down, coming forward. Find that forward fold. Maybe keep a slight bend in your knees. Just let that lower back go. Really let yourself feel heavy here. Connecting with baby again. Say, I'm still here. We're still having fun. And then when you're ready, we're going to do that roll up one vertebrae at a time. Coming to standing. So from standing, we're going to take a nice wide step. Maybe heel toe out your feet a little bit wider, just depending what feels good for you. We're going to find a nice wide-legged forward fold here, but we're going to bring our shoulders into the game. So this is where you might want to strap, but what we're going to do is we're bringing our hands behind our back, interlacing our fingers. I'm going to come to the side so you can see it a little bit better. So we're in that wide-legged forward fold. You're pressing. You want to keep this active here. So engage that pelvic floor. We always want to be mindful, any woman, but especially after having a baby. And we're pressing into the side edges of our foot, almost gently squeezing ourselves up. We're bringing our hands behind our back, rescuing our baby who buried themselves in a blanket. Interlacing your fingers. See if you can bring your palms together. If not, that's okay. Your palms can be apart. But if your palms can be together, bring those palms together. We're going to inhale, pulling our hands down, gently rolling those shoulders back, lifting that chest up, look up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward here. And if you can, we're going to bring those hands off our lower back and we're going to come forward. You might just be here. They might barely be off your back, and that's fine. Honor your body and where it's at today. And then with each breath, as you inhale, imagine you're growing long in that spine. As you exhale, folding a little bit deeper. Continuing to breathe here. You might be feeling this in your hamstrings, that lower back. Definitely those shoulders will be on fire. Then when you're ready, bring those hands to that low back. Engage that pelvic floor, engage those legs to bring yourself up. Inhale, bring those hands up overhead. Letting that go, heel toeing your feet back together. Coming to stand. We're gonna come nicely down our mat. So inhale, reach those arms up, grow tall. Exhale, fold forward, leading with that heart. Inhale, halfway lift, find that flat back. Exhale, planting those hands. Stepping those feet back. Bringing those legs wide, finding a nice, gentle child's pose here. Pressing your forehead into the mat. Maybe rocking back and forth, side to side, giving it a massage. Your knees are wide here. Allow that belly just to hang for a minute. When we're in child's pose, let go of that core activation. When you're ready, we're going to walk our hands to the right side of our mat. See if we can grow long on that left side. Pressing that left hand into the mat. See if you can gently pull back that right shoulder. You should feel nice side body stretch here. Moving to wherever feels good for you. If that left shoulder is rolled up, see if you can square it to the mat. Try to keep your hips square here too. Taking a few deep breaths. And inhale, walking those hands back into center. Taking one big grounding breath here. Taking another one. And then we're going to move to the other side. I'm going to give her some tummy time. So walking our hands over to the left side of the mat, really grounding that right hand down. See if you can gently pull that right shoulder back. Finding a nice side body stretch here. Either pressing that forward into the mat, or if you're doing tummy time with your baby like me, try to make some eye contact, give them some smiles. And walking those hands back to center. So we're gonna come on to our bellies now. So oh, you probably can't see me. It's gonna block your view. So coming on to our bellies, we're gonna find Sphinx pose. So we're coming up onto our elbows, our hip bones are pressing into the mat. And we're just gently, this is a very gentle back bend. So if you're tensing your glutes here, I want you to let them go. See if you can just really breathe, take that breath into your lower back. If your shoulders are up here, see if you can round them back. Slightly press that head up. And just breathing here. And then when you're ready, we're going to let that go, bring that right ear to the mat, bringing your hands along the side of your body. And now we're going to find a bit of back work here. So bringing your hands either palms down, face towards the ground, or if you can interlace behind your back, behind your bum, do that. And then with your next inhale, we're going to bring that chest up. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your legs, help to lift up. So you exhale, you can come down a little bit. So you inhale, coming back up. If your hands aren't clasped, they can be right here, reaching back towards your toes. Taking one more full breath, come to your fullest expression. Then exhale, left ear to the mat. Taking deep breaths here. Maybe wiggle your hips out, letting that low back go. And when you're ready, we're going to find a cobra. So pushing your hands into the mat. We're going to inhale, come up. Maybe this is where you are today. You might want to walk your hands out further. Again, see if you can release your glutes to feel that a little more in your lower back. If you feel any pinching, come down. You don't want to feel any pinching here. If you're not really feeling it much at all, you can try walking your hands in a little bit. We're running away. Exhale, coming down. And then we're coming to our final postures of practice. So I'm going to grab a little one. We're going to roll onto our backs. I'm going to sit her right on my belly. If you're not holding baby, you can do happy baby. So bringing your feet up. I'm going to put her on my belly. So we're grabbing the insides of those feet, bringing those knees towards the elbows. See if you can keep your tailbone towards the ground. Maybe rocking back and forth. Me with baby, I'm just going to pretend I'm holding my feet. Rocking back and forth, side to side. Then you can hug your knees into your chest. Giving that back a bit of a massage. Then bringing those knees to 90 degrees. Bringing your arm out to a T position. She says nope. We're going to drop those knees over to the right side. Universal spinal twist here. Your knees might not come to the mat. That's okay. It's more important to keep your shoulders grounded down. So if that left shoulder's rolled up, see if you can bring it back down. Maybe if you want to feel a little more, you can bring your right hand on top of that left knee. Breathing here. If it feels okay for your neck, bringing your gaze over those left fingertips. Continuing to breathe. Then inhale, engaging that core, bringing those knees back into center. And exhale, dropping them over to the other side. So again, in that T position. I'll drop to the side today. But doing whatever feels good for you. So again, you can take that gaze this time over your right fingertips. You can use that left hand to gently guide those knees down to the mat. If you remember my yoga classes, I used to give a beautiful stretch here. Maybe one day we can meet in person again. Then inhale, coming back to center, giving those knees one more hug. Then coming out to Shavasana. So stretching those legs wide, or maybe you want to come to your side. You can nurse baby. Closing those eyes down again. Taking a moment to reconnect with that breath here. I want you to take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for bringing yourself to the mat today, for giving your mind, your body this practice. You know what? Maybe it didn't feel good for you today. I've had those days where I come to the mat and I'm like, that did not feel good. Honor that. You still came to the mat. You still took the time. Maybe you had some fun bonding moments with baby. Try to bring that gratitude throughout your day. Anytime you're feeling lost or overwhelmed, which is easy with the lack of sleep as a mom. Coming back to this feeling. Staying here as long as you want. Otherwise, coming gently up. Blinking those eyes open. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Namaste. Yay.